Welcome to my money making guide, free to play, easy methods, no levels required. The only level that you'll need is a level for chopping trees, but everyone has a level for that, and that's level 1. And also take your best hatchet. So we're chopping normal trees, normal logs, getting normal logs, because these seem to be easier to cut at higher levels, of course, and they sell for more than you would a willow log or an oak log. So normal trees, normal logs are the way to go. Selling for around about 80 to 200 GP. And of course Draenor is the best place to cut them. Now we're moving on to ashes. Ashes sell for around about 150 to over 400 sometimes, and it's quite the money maker. Each log has a certain amount of burning time, normal logs being the shortest and used lasting the longest. So picking up ashes left from fire making. A great place I found was west of Valley Bank because it's easier to bank, and there are several other places like Varrock West Bank, and you can also pick up other people's ashes that they've left behind. Sometimes there's quite a bit of competition if you're on a busy world and somebody's fire making, and you get people trying to grab the ashes before you. You can have a bit of competition, see who gets it first. Having a bit of fun while fire making, and feeling pretty good if you get it before that person. So we got about just under 9k for that inventory of ashes. Other things you could be doing, killing an imp and taking its drops, or you could be alching. More on that in another guide. Be dancing for money. No, that's quite annoying. You could just be dancing. Okay, so now we're heading north of the Lumbridge Lodestone to Farmer Fred's sheep farm, and just clicking on the sheep gets you wool. Get you some wool. Be careful because there's also rams inside the sheep farm, and they could attack you if you click on them, if you attack them first, of course. Now the wool can be turned into balls of wool if you use the wool on a spinning wheel. So we've got our balls of wool, and they're 162 right at the moment. If we take them up to the spinning wheel and check how much one ball of wool sells for, it's 190. So we're going to spin all these balls of wool and then head on up to the top floor of the Lumbridge Castle and bank them, and then we can tally back down and get some more balls of wool, some more wool, and then just keep the process going. Yeah, that's pretty much. The onion field next to Draenor Bank. Pick the onions and then run northwest of the bank to Aggie the Witch, and she makes yellow dye. She makes all dyes actually, all yellow, blue and red. You give her 2 onions and 5 GP, she makes the yellow dye for you, and the yellow dye sells for $3.99. Sometimes it sells for more, depending on what's happening in the GE. Or you could buy the onions from the GE and then run back and forth from the bank. Journal bank to Aggie. And the last part of this guide is buying shop stock. So buying out all the feathers, all the bait and all the small nets. You do need money for this, starting money, but you don't need much, maybe like 10k, 10,000 GP, maybe less, depending on what you're actually going to go and buy. I don't always go and buy out shop stock every day. It's just when I'm in the area, if I've got nothing else to do or I'm about to log out, then maybe if I can be bothered I'll go and do it. So like buying the thread, it's good because you always make a profit out of the thread. People are always wanting thread for crafting. So that's all from this money making guide. Join me next time for the next money making guide, which will probably be part 2. And yeah, have fun making money.